If you know Koppatone's music, then you know that amazing blend of like 90s R&B and rap with some electronic dance elements. And we are diving deep today into what makes this artist so buzzworthy, especially with his new track, Slow Down. We've got a bunch of different sources to look at today. We've got Koppatone's own website, we've got some reviews, and we're even going to unpack the lyrics of Slow Down.
Yeah, this should be really interesting. I think one of the most fascinating sources is actually on Koppatone's YouTube channel. He's got this video titled, "Why Everyone Driving So Crazy These Days?" And it seems like he's using Slow Down to address that whole reckless driving thing.
Let's hear it. So that was Koppatone talking about reckless driving and how he came to write Slow Down as a response. I don't know, using music to comment on a real-world issue like that is, that's pretty cool. But before we hit the gas on Slow Down, let's maybe pump the brakes a little bit and check out Koppatone's website, see if we can get a little context. He describes his sound as modern production with a strong 90s R&B and rap influence with electronic dance instrumentation. What do you think about that?
Well, I think this blend of 90s nostalgia with modern electronic elements could be a really smart way to tap into a wider audience, you know? You get the people who grew up loving 90s R&B, and then you've got the folks who are really into the current EDM scene, so he might be able to bridge that gap.
Yeah, and on his website, he says he creates with very unique sound that sticks in your head. So they're going for those earworms, right? Those tunes that burrow into your brain, get stuck on repeat, catch yourself humming them in the shower. And he's even got a music player right on the site, so you can hear some of his music. And there are tracks like Flashy Drip, Run Me My Money, Velvet Cake.
And speaking of Run Me My Money, that one actually has several remixes available, including a dance club remix. So that makes me think Koppatone might be pretty popular in club scenes because these dance club remixes, they usually take the original track and amp up the energy, emphasize a strong beat, and often extend the song's length, you know, just to keep people moving on the dance floor.
Yeah, that makes sense. And it seems like they're being pretty smart about how they're growing their fan base, too, offering a free song download in exchange for an email sign-up. All right, well, speaking of sounds that stick in your head, let's dive into this Slow Down track that everybody's buzzing about. These lyrics are particularly interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we also have a review from radioairplay.com, and it's dated October 17, 2024, which will give us some additional perspective.
Perfect. It's got that repetitive, almost hypnotic quality, right?
Yeah, I totally agree. It definitely makes me think of like a driving beat, which could reflect the whole theme of the song, you know, about reckless driving.
Yeah, for sure. And just to give you all a little taste, here's a snippet from the YouTube video of Slow Down. It features that chorus that we were just talking about.
Slow your roll now, baby. Slow down, baby. You've been told now, baby. Don't you know now, baby?
It's catchy, yeah. And after hearing the chorus, I think the connection to Koppatone's commentary on reckless driving is even more clear. It feels like a really direct response to the issue he raised in his YouTube video.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's like he's using that beat to kind of like grab our attention and then slip in a message about slowing down, huh?
Yeah, maybe.
I wonder if the rest of the lyrics support that idea, though.
Well, let's see what else we've got here. The radioairplay.com review said that Slow Down is Koppatone's most compelling work yet, blending his signature sound with a timely message. So there's definitely got to be something deeper going on here.
Okay, cool. Here's some other lines from Slow Down. Just a dead end, though. What does it hurt to get directions to go? So it does feel like he's talking about more than just driving here, right? It's almost like a metaphor for life.
Yeah, I think you're right. There's definitely a sense of like someone who's just stubbornly pushing forward, ignoring advice, and heading towards like a possibly negative outcome. It could be about relationships or careers or honestly any situation where we kind of find ourselves stuck in a destructive pattern. It's like that feeling of being on autopilot and not stopping to ask for help or consider a different path. It's definitely thought-provoking. I mean, while it could tie back to driving literally, I also think it could be like a caution against losing sight of what's important, you know, like getting distracted by all the chaos and the speed of everything happening around us. We get so focused on reaching our destination that we forget to appreciate the journey or even consider if we're on the right track at all.
Oh, yeah, I could see that. So maybe Slow Down is like a reminder to be more present in the moment and make sure we're actually heading in the right direction.
Exactly. It's a call to like pause, reflect, and maybe even adjust our course if we need to, even if it means slowing down a little bit. Which, you know, connects back to his whole concern about reckless driving, but expands it into like a broader message about living intentionally.
I like that. It's really interesting how he weaves that message into like such a catchy, danceable track, though. Do you think that this blend of like old school vibes and modern production and these thought-provoking lyrics could be the key to his success?
Well, it's definitely a winning combination. He's tapping into nostalgia, but he's also pushing boundaries and addressing relevant issues. And like the radioairplay.com review suggests, it seems to be resonating with audiences. He's entertaining, but he's also engaging on a deeper level.
I see what you mean. So thinking back to his website description of his music, it really does seem like he's hitting the mark, you know? That blend of like 90s sounds and modern production, those catchy earworm melodies, and now these layered lyrics and slow down. It's a really nice package.
It is. It really makes you wonder what he'll do next.
For sure. Well, we've covered a lot of ground today. We explored Koppatone's unique sound, dug into the lyrics of Slow Down, and connected his music to his commentary on reckless driving.
Yeah, and in doing so, we've gained a deeper understanding of how Koppatone blends nostalgia with modern sounds and creates music that's both catchy and thought-provoking. We see how he's using his music to spark conversations about issues that matter to him and his audience.
Exactly. Now, before we wrap things up, we want to leave you with one final thought. So could Koppatone, with this unique blend of like old school and modern sounds, be a voice for a generation seeking both nostalgia and fresh perspective? What do you think?
I think it's a really interesting question, for sure. He's really tapping into that desire for the familiar sounds of the 90s, while also kind of pushing boundaries with the modern production and tackling some really relevant themes, like we talked about reckless driving and, just the fast-paced nature of modern life. And he's doing it in a way that feels really authentic and engaging.
Yeah, it's like he's bridging the gap between those who grew up with 90s R&B and rap and those who are like discovering those sounds through his music today.
Exactly. He's creating this space where different generations can connect and find some common ground, all while enjoying, some seriously catchy tunes.
For sure. So if you're out there and looking for music that's both fun and thought-provoking, we definitely recommend checking out Koppatone, especially that new track, Slow Down.
Yeah, it might just be the perfect soundtrack for your work, your commute, or even your next night out.
And who knows, maybe listening to Koppatone will even inspire you to slow down a bit and appreciate the ride. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Koppatone music. We'll catch you next time for another fascinating exploration.